Michael Polak here with the newest member of the Long Island Ducks, and that is Daniel Murphy, 12-year Major League veteran, three-time All-Star. Daniel, it's a pleasure to join you. First, congratulations. Welcome here to the Long Island Ducks organization. Let's hear it. How excited are you to be joining us this upcoming season?
Oh, cheers, Michael. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I think that there is the one nice thing about knowing what it takes to play a baseball season is when you enter into it on the front end now, I should know exactly what I'm getting into, which is to go out every day, play as hard as I can. And I'm really excited that you guys have allowed me to come out and use your Sandlot field. And I'm excited to play for the Ducks.
Yeah, well, the Ducks and the Atlantic League have been a breeding ground for guys who are looking to get another chance at playing in the major leagues. You spent quite a lot of time there. What enabled you, and what kind of factored into your decision to play again in 2023 after not having played
Mm.
professionally in the last couple of years?
I would say a lot of the motivation has been watching my children play. My oldest son turns 9 tomorrow, actually, and then I have two other ones, a 4-month-old who isn't playing baseball yet, and then a 5-year-old who loves to be a ninja, and then in his spare time likes to hit. But just watching them move, I kind of started comparing some of their movements and how they hit and threw to how I hit and threw, and um, it kind of gave me this curiosity for the swing, and it sent me down this adventure that I've been on for about the last 7 months, and somewhat, I wouldn't say culminating, but I've tried to stress how I've been moving, because I've changed it a bit with the best way I know how, which is like I was getting ready for a season, but I didn't set out to get ready for a season, if that makes sense. It's been very much play for me, like the way children just play and kind of go express themselves. Um, but each time that I've done that, I've hit balls off the tee. I've taken batting practice, had flips. I've been able to find probably about 60 at bats over the last in January, and so it really was just great fun, to be honest with you. This kind of adventure, this testing of an idea that I have. And as I stressed it, the next thing was consistent ABs, if I could find them. If there was a sandlot field that would let me have them, and the Ducks were gracious enough to let me come out and see how I'm moving.
Excellent. Well, when you were playing and getting prepared, doing all this work that you've been doing, how did your body respond? Did you feel like you were ready based on what you experienced doing these different drills, having fun, that your body's able to take on the grind of another baseball season?
So I feel good physically, and I think that's kind of one of those situations too. Like, well, to play baseball every single day it's taxing. I'm not saying anything that, you know, is breaking any new ground there. So, again, to know when to go into it voluntary, I feel good physically. Um, and I would say as far as, you know, how I've been moving or the things I've been doing, I only have one shot clock for like hitting. Um, it may very well be wrong, but right now that shot clock is telling me each time that I've tried something new, like batting practice or taking it at bat, that I'm making good decisions. I'm swinging at good balls, and I've hit them, pretty good. And so the next stressor would be to test my clock against professionals, that are going to be in the Atlantic League.
Right. Well, you certainly have a lot of Mets connections here, and we'll start, in that clubhouse. You're going to have Wally Backman, of course, a former
Mhm.
Met legend, who will be managing you, and Ruben Tejada, who signed earlier this offseason, your former teammate with the Mets. How excited are you to be playing for Wally and teaming up again with Ruben?
Well, Wally has been so gracious already, just affording me and my family this opportunity. And I got a chance to play for Wally in AAA, and then also got a chance when he was the bench coach in New York with the Mets. And Wally, I think, does a fantastic job of allowing his guys to prepare themselves um, to go and play and enjoy their game as much as they can. And he kind of just allows you an opportunity to really express yourself, but also within the understanding of that we're here to win baseball games. And there's a selfless way to go about doing that, that will help not only you, but your teammates. and the Ducks, in the organization as well. And then
Okay.
Ruben, well, I love Ruben. I came up with Ruben when he was 16 years old, and we were kind of first year I think with the Mets together. He was 16, I was older. He still looks like he's got that baby face. I saw him in the WBC.
Right.
He doesn't look like he's aged. He was moving great, and I know I'll be very excited to see Ruben.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see you both on the diamond together once again. Of course, when you were with the Mets all those years playing in front of the New York fans, many of the Mets fans are also our fans here on Long Island. So, how excited are you to be getting in front of them again? And what's it like getting a chance to play for the New York fan base?
Yeah, I think I tried to recognize that in the statement, the quote that you guys were able to put in the press release, that it really is an honor to play in front of New York fans. I've had the good fortune of watching Ken Burns's documentary.
Mm-hmm.
um I had never watched that before. I didn't realize how much fun and how cool our game is and the history it has as someone who even played it. And well, it stems from, the game grew in the cities. You know what I mean? You used to have three teams in New York. They have an episode, The Capital of Baseball. And so I wanted to try and recognize that, it is an honor to play in front of the New York fans. Um, I can offer my effort and hopefully good performance, but again, it is a real privilege, and I'm excited to do so.
They certainly cheered you loud big time at Citi Field and throughout your career with the Mets, but none bigger than 2015 when you homered in six straight playoff games. You were the National League Championship Series MVP. Take me back to that year. What do you think factored the most into your success that postseason? And when you got up to the plate, did it just feel like you were swinging at a beach ball each time?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of that was the work and diligence of Kevin Long and Pat Rossler, and then they gave me the freedom, I would say, to try and hit home runs, because it was never something I tried to really do, and I wasn't trying to do it then either. But I was just trying to do some serious damage, I would say, in a way that was unique to any point in my career. And Kevin and Pat were able to explain that to me in a way that, like, you can go out there and really try to do some damage. And I was like, okay, let's try it. And then had a bit of success at the end of the 15 season, the last 2 months. But when you have Cespedes and the way he was swinging the bat, you kind of get to hide. And then also at the same time, the way we pitched, you can't forget that David came back at the end of that year as well too, and was playing well. So we kind of, like pistons firing, if that makes sense. And they started firing when success we got him, and it just rolled through the postseason. And each person got their chance, to really get that engine humming. And I was, most productive, kind of in that NLCS series.
Were there any teammates you had while you were with the Mets that you were particularly close with? And would that 2015 playoffs rank as your all-time favorite memory in a Mets uniform?
I would say, like, David. I looked up to David and learned so very much from him. I stole so many quotes from him that I've jammed down other teammates' throats. He has one that really stays with me that I really liked, is run the bases how you would want them run for you. And it's just has this selfless kind of just foundation to it. And then, I would say, as far as the 2015 run, it ended up being the last year that I was in New York, but I got to the Mets in 2006. And so when we went to that postseason run, Yuris Familia and Juan Lagares and Lucas Duda and Tejada, and I'm sure I'm missing guys, and Flores. I
Mm-hmm.
came up with all of these guys. Like,
Right.
all of these guys. We came up through the minor league system together. So to have that whole group get to firing at the same time, almost a decade in the making, along with David had already been there doing it for years.
Sure.
Conforto comes up and plays well, and had Michael Kandire on that team that was awesome veteran leadership. It was great fun, I think, as a whole, as an aggregate.
When you come up with all those guys together and you play with them for so many years, how tough was it then for you in 2016 to leave the Mets and join not only another team, but a rival of the Mets in the Nationals?
Yeah, it is difficult, because I'd say one of the most unique things is going in to the visiting clubhouse in spring training and then the visiting clubhouse at Citi Field. And then, those are all the guys that I had grown up with professionally, and they're still wearing a uniform, and now I have a different one on for the
Right.
first time. And so yeah, it was, yeah, I would say, just unique, kind of the territory of the unknown.
Right. You talked about picking David Wright's brain, getting a bunch of quotes from him. He was kind of the veteran. You were still relatively young in your baseball career. Now, having experienced as much as you have, in addition to working on your game and trying to get back to that MLB level, how much are you going to be looking forward to imparting your wisdom and your knowledge on the younger players in the Ducks clubhouse this year?
Well, should they want it, I would. Yeah, I really enjoy talking about baseball, and like I think like anything that someone is curious about and engaged with in baseball, you can take that as far down as you want. And so, I think fundamentally, I've been trying to play baseball the way I see my children do. You know what I mean? They unweight themselves, they unweight the ball, they unweight the bat in a way, and they just play freely. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. And if anybody wants to have a talk about how many times I've gotten eaten, you know what I mean, out there and gotten beaten up and had to get shoveled off, yeah, I got plenty of those experiences.
Very nice. And lastly, I just wanted to kind of hear from you. What are some of your goals in this experience when you come here to Long Island? In addition to making sure that you're where you need to be, is there anything else that you're looking forward to doing and trying to accomplish while you're here?
I would say, my goals are to remain engaged and play hard because those are choices. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Sure.
It's a choice to stay engaged um, in your work and diligently, during a game and play hard. Because, I've I've not run a 90 as hard as properly as I should before, so I know I'm capable of it. So that's one choice. And then the other one, kind of I'd say fundamentally is just to play like a child plays. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, just play in the very sense of the word.
Just to go out there, have fun, and enjoy the game that you've grown up playing, right?
Yeah, express yourself. Yeah, just go and have a bit of fun.
Excellent. Well, Daniel, it's a pleasure talking to you. It's a pleasure to have you here on Long Island. I know the fan base is excited, the staff is excited, and we look forward to having you up here in a few weeks for spring training, and then of course opening day on April 28th.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I really appreciate you having me, Michael, and enjoy what's left of the winter. As I mean, it's opening day for the big sharks right now, for the fast sharks.
Right.
They're all opening up, but yeah, we'll be playing soon enough.
Excellent. We look forward to having you. Thank you so much for the time, Daniel.
All right, cheers. Thank you.